Hello everybody, welcome to No 7's college football picks. I boy, I got a lot of stuff to tell you. So I'm trying to find a cool spot. So this is the Wall of Water in downtown Houston by the Galleria. It's 60 feet tall, really cool. The water not only goes around like a coliseum, kind of like a half coliseum, but it's also on the back end too, so it's shaped, it's got that like U shape. Really cool. But I'm going to come over here, I'm going to sit at this bench, and then I'm going to show you guys the Wall of Water while I talk to you about a whole bunch of stuff. So No 7's had COVID. I went to go do a casino update about 2 weeks ago for Biloxi. Came down with the Delta variant, put me in a hospital 3 times in 2 days. Nearly died from COVID. So guys, I highly recommend getting a vaccine if you haven't got your vaccinations. I'm not trying to get political or anything else, but I'm telling you, after knocking on death's door, it was pretty scary. I'm on day 16 right now. Finally got about 90% of my health and strength back, so I'm doing better. And then I had to evacuate for Hurricane Ida. Just totally decimated everything. The house looks like it's okay. The craps table, the outside craps table that I just got finished restoring, totally destroyed again, so I gotta restore that craps table. But the good news is I have my indoor craps table, so I'll keep on using that for the time being. I think that's pretty much it. I wanted to give you a 2-minute update. Like I said, this is one of the very first days I can actually talk in length without coughing like crazy. I'm telling you, COVID is no joke. Make sure you protect yourself, wear a mask, do whatever you can not to catch COVID, because if you guys have ever caught it, it's not fun. If you caught it the second time, it's definitely not fun. I caught it twice. So the regular COVID and Delta wasn't as bad as the regular, but Delta had a lot more horrible side effects that, man, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But let's get down to some fun stuff. Enough of me talking about me almost dying and doing casino updates and stuff like that. Let's talk about, I'm just going to do a handful of games because I want to get under week 1. I haven't done week 1 any time soon. I think I did week 2 last time, and I finished out with a 57% win percentage. So I'm hoping that I'm going to start this season off with a 65-70% win percentage. I know I had the best in 2019, and that was a 79% win percentage. So I don't have my board, so I'm going to put up some updates for you guys when I do this video editing. But let's talk about 4 games. It's not really the 4 games I want to do. If I had more time, I would have done more. But the first one we're going to talk about is LSU versus UCLA. LSU is -3.5. There was a quarterback battle between Mak Johnson and Myles Brennan. Myles Brennan hurt himself for LSU, an fishing accident, broke his left arm. So now it's sophomore Mak Johnson. Mak Johnson is the one that led LSU last year, who beat Florida. It was ranked number 6, and excuse me, and Ole Miss. And then on the other side of that quarterback is Robinson, who's a senior quarterback. He's mobile. He's got a good arm, great, outstanding record. 156. What's the record? 156.29 was his quarterback average. He can sling the ball. He's mobile. He's a great threat to the Tigers for UCLA. With only being -3.5 points for LSU, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick LSU to win this, to beat the spread and to win this game outright. So that's who I'm picking on Saturday. Every year I pick, the past 2 years I picked the winner for the national championship. So I want to also pick my winner for this year. I think it's going to be, and it would have been more decisive, and now I'm kind of on the fence. But I'm still going to go with my original pick, and I'm not trying to sound, you know, because I'm from Louisiana or anything else, but I really do think LSU has a great chance to win the national championship. Their defense and their offensive line is probably the best in college football. Their defensive line is all NFL starters that Ed Orgeron rehired or re-recruited. They're all 6-year seniors, and all of them could have went to the draft this year, and he reselected them. Derek Stingley and Ellis Ricks, the 2 corners for LSU, are going to be top 5 draft picks too. Their defense is going to be phenomenal. The only question mark that leaves them is their sophomore quarterback, Mak Johnson. But I'm picking them to win the national championship, to go against Clemson in the national championship. If they don't make it, they'll definitely be in the Final Four with Alabama and Ohio State. And I'd love to hear your comments and what you guys are thinking. We're going to move on next to Georgia versus Clemson. I know I normally don't pick the hard games. I try to stay away from them. If I had time on Thursday and I'm doing this, I would have picked Ohio State. Okay? Because we always try to go after the easy games. We don't try to kill ourselves with hard games. Georgia versus Clemson. This is going to be a grudge match between the 2 schools. Georgia's quarterback, JT Daniels, is a very scrappy player. He likes to throw the ball. He's not always accurate, so it always leads to interceptions. But he does know how to be aggressive and get after that ball. Georgia's defense is very good this year, or at least it was in the spring games. We saw a little bit of the quarterback, because we have a new quarterback also for Clemson. As you know, Trevor Lawrence was the #1 pick, went to Jacksonville. So we are looking at DJ. Now, if you remember last year, Clemson had Trevor Lawrence step out for the COVID game, and that was against Notre Dame, if I remember correctly, and DJ stepped in. Well, what we learned from DJ is that he can throw the ball. He's very good, and he can make decisions. Now, Clemson did lose a lot of talent last year, so this is going to be a very interesting game. And it's only -3, so it's pretty much a pick 'em game. And if I had to pick 'em, man, I don't like this game to pick 'em, because I like to have a good record starting off. But if I had to pick, I would, man, I don't know, guys. I don't know which way to go. I was leaning heavy on Georgia, but more and more I talk about it, I want to lean on Clemson. I really do think that this game is going to go towards, I think I'm going to go towards, I'm going to go against the SEC. I'm going to go with Clemson to win this game. I really want to say Georgia, so either way, I'm going to take, I'm going to go ahead, you know, I'm going to take Georgia. Georgia +3. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Georgia +3 in this game. All right, next up is FAU versus Florida. Now, this looks like a very trap game. We have another quarterback who's just starting for Florida. As you know, the quarterback for Florida left last year in the draft. His name is Emory Jones. He's a 4th-year junior, 1st-year starter. From what I could see of him from his game film, he looks like a pretty decent quarterback. FAU is scheduled to win a lot of games this year. They're scheduled to win 10 games. This is a -24 point spread, 24.5 point spread. I think Florida's going to come out. They're going to dominate. This is going to be a very close point spread, and I wouldn't be surprised that game is decided by a point or two by the point spread. Florida's going to win this game outright. So if you want to do a Florida, just pick them outright. Definitely pick Florida to win this game. Like I said, this is going to be a very close game. They have a lot of working parts, but Florida is projected to win and to beat Georgia for the SEC East this year. And for the West, it's supposed to be a 3-way tie. It's supposed to be Auburn, LSU, and Alabama. Speaking of Alabama, we're going to talk about our last game. So I'm going to pick Florida -24.5 in that one. And the last game is Alabama versus Miami. Well, as you know, Mak Jones, Alabama quarterback, went to the Patriots. So we have a new quarterback. And Delta. we have a quarterback named Bryce Young. Don't know a lot about Bryce Young. He's a sophomore, new quarterback in the system. Nick Saban is singing the praises. I've never seen Nick Saban sing so much praise about a young quarterback and how gifted and talented he is. He's saying that he could bring Alabama to a national championship this year, so I'm really interested to see how good Bryce Young plays. On the other side, we know this quarterback, D'Eriq King, and King is a quarterback that was in Houston, highly recruited quarterback. Went to Miami, played very well last year. He's got a lot of game experience. This is going to be a battle between Miami's offense and Alabama's defense. Alabama lost a lot of talent last year, and it's going to be interesting how well they reload. Of course, we all know that they reload very well every year, but we shall see. It's also going to come down to, can Alabama's defense hold Miami's offense. Now the thing is, what I'm thinking of is, if you remember the game a few years back between LSU and Miami in Dallas, and I think that's pretty much what you're going to get. It's going to be a very tight game till about halftime, and then eventually the talent from Alabama is going to pull away. Now the thing is that we got to look at, the line is 19.5 points, minus 19.5 for Alabama. Do you see that point spread being do you see them beating that point spread? Nick Saban does a very good job usually on week 1 to make a statement for his games. I would definitely pick Alabama to win this outright. I would pick Florida to win outright. I would definitely pick LSU to win outright. That's who I would pick. On Ohio State playing tonight. But for them to win outright, let's just go ahead and let's just go all out. Let's just be crazy week 1. Let's pick Alabama to cover that spread. Let's go with them minus 19.5. And guys, let's hopefully we can start out on the right track and go from there. Send me your comments on who do you like and who do you think is going to win this week. And I'm already starting to sweat and get really hot out here. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the wall of water. Try to keep this as short as possible. And hopefully you guys have a great Labor Day. And I'll have my whiteboard. I'll have everything set up for you come week 2. Hopefully I can get back to the house and not be stuck in Houston. So I'll talk to you guys later.